Hi everybody. So we are on the way to the doctor's appointment that I have told you guys about. Angel's holding the camera for me and I'm driving, as you guys can see. I don't think I have anything to update you guys on, just that I'm nervous, and I've been nervous for this appointment because I don't know what he's gonna say. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't know that whatever plan we're gonna go into, I don't know if it's gonna take a long time, or if it's gonna work, or if it's not gonna work. So I guess the not knowing of it all has me really nervous, but I'm hopeful that we'll come to some type of conclusion of what's going on and why I'm not conceiving, and, you know, come up with a plan of what to do. So we're on our way right now, and then when I get to the doctor's office, I will film there also, so that you guys can feel like you're there too. I'm thinking of doing a live, so that to see if any of you will sign on, if you guys want to ask me questions while I'm over there. So I'm thinking about it, but if I don't, then you guys will have this video. So I'll see you guys in a bit when we get there. Babe, say hi. Wave. We're in the room. I feel like he's gonna ask him questions that I don't know about.
Who?
You're gonna ask the doctor questions. When you speak, I'm like so surprised. Whenever you've spoken up and you've been like, so blah 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 blah, I'm like, oh, he's here. Because you're always so quiet, so I feel like you're not really here. Like you daze off, but you don't. I know you're listening, but it's just how it looks. If the Clomid would have worked, we would have been here so that they could do a pregnancy test and they could see that I were pregnant, but it didn't work. So aggravating. Does anybody else ever dress up to go to the doctor's office? My mom kind of taught me that, and I'm like all dressed up in heels and stuff. My mom always taught me, unless like you're sick You dress up to go to the doctor's office. I don't know what it is. I always be like lipstick on and everything. So I got it from my mom. But then again, I can spill the tea.
What?
You're dressed up to go to the doctor's office.
Going out.
No, you're not. You're not going anywhere. Unless it's with me.
Maybe.
Yeah, if I need a drink after this. Are you nervous?
I don't know. Why are you nervous?
I don't know. I'm just nervous. I'm afraid he'll be like, alright, this is it. End of the road.
Well, you know that's not the case.
I know. I just feel like he's gonna be like, because what if he has to do like the endometriosis test? If he has to do that, that's how do you say it? Laparoscopic? You know, when they put you to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And they gotta go in there and see if I have it and take it out if I do, and then that's gonna take forever, and it's gonna be 2-3 months before I get pregnant.
You need for your birthday. 30th birthday.
I'm not trying to tell my subscribers how old I am. I'm old enough, but young enough. But yes, for my birthday, if I were pregnant, that would be the best gift in the whole wide world. My birthday is March 16th, by the way. Or maybe by Valentine's Day. It's too soon, probably. For me to be pregnant by Valentine's Day, it would have to be right after the cycle.
What is the cycle?
I'm on it. I'm 5 days into my cycle.
I don't know, but like when is it?
And then when I start the Clomid, it's usually today. On day 5. So if he does give me medicine, I have to start it today.
Now, what is it? How many days after that? After you say is it 11?
Okay. So they just switched our rooms really quickly. Any minute now the doctor will be coming in. Yeah. Any minute now the doctor will be coming in and we're gonna be speaking, so I will talk to you guys after this if I don't collapse on the floor because I'm nervous. I don't necessarily want surgery, I just want a baby. Alright, I'll talk to you guys in a bit because I hear footsteps. Hey everybody. Welcome back. I hope it's not too loud out here. I decided to film out here on my patio because of the lighting and also because my view is so peaceful, and whenever I'm feeling, when I'm really sunk into my TTC world and I'm full of emotions, I tend to want to come back here because it helps me kind of get myself out of what I'm feeling. You guys, I don't know where to start, but we just got home from the doctor's office, and you know, I'm very thankful for the doctor that I found. His name is Dr. Jackson. He's He's really nice. He's really sweet, and he's very detail oriented, so he goes over everything, and I'm thankful for that. I've been tested, like blood work and all of that has been done already throughout the course of my TTC journey. So it's been close to 2 years that I've been trying to conceive, for those of you that don't know. And the appointment today, I'm just gonna recap and then I'll go over everything that happened. But the appointment that I had today was because I've been on 2 rounds of Clomid and I haven't conceived. I have received positive OPKs, ovulation predictor kits, but in those 2 cycles, but not conceived. So the Clomid is doing what it's supposed to do, but it's just, I'm not conceiving. So I called my doctor's office and I spoke with his nurse, and she let me know that it was time for a follow-up. The last time I saw him was in October, when he gave me the first round of Clomid. So before I go into feelings, I'm just gonna go over the office visit. So he went through my whole history again, because like I've told you guys, I relocated from Arizona to Florida, where I'm at now. I'm in Tampa, Florida. So with the relocation, I have my medical records, and I decided to take them with me again today, just in case he wanted to go through it. And luckily that I did, because he wants to just study it, which I felt like that was such a good thing, because for a doctor to want to really look into every single thing that you've been through in the whole time of this struggle, and take the time to do that, I feel like that's what a doctor should do, and a doctor should want to do, is care about their patients, and you can totally tell that he does. So, you know, after looking through everything, asking me when my cycle began and how many days in between of like when I ovulated, and then how many days after did I start my cycle, and all these questions that he was asking me, it made me feel like, okay, he absolutely knows what he's doing, which is a very reassuring thing at a time like this. So going over everything, he said that he feels like we should set some parameters, which I think is really good, where we could set like a time frame of what we're doing and for how long, and then from there what we would do and for how long, and then from there what we would do and for how long. So basically mapping it out, so I'm not so anxious to the thought of not knowing what's going to happen, which is why I was so nervous for this appointment, because I just did not know. And things that I do not know, and I don't have a plan for, as you can tell in my last video where I had my planner, I'm a person that has a planner, needs a planner, has to plan things in her mind before she does them. So I'm very OCD when it comes to that. So I really like that was the start of it. So he said that he wanted to set some parameters that typically for a person like myself that's young, he would do 6 rounds of Clomid. So that's 6 cycles, that's 6 months full for Clomid. I expressed my concern on one of the side effects and one of the risks of the ovarian cancer. And I told him, because my family runs so high in cancer and stuff, like I'm just afraid of that. He said that goes along with every single medication, and that he can't tell me that that's not something that will affect me or won't affect me, but that's just a percentile in the medication that is one of the side effects. However, all fertility medications have their own side effects, and that just goes hand in hand with trying. So that just tells me that I just have to leave it up to God and hope for the best, because I'm young, I want a baby, and I know that he wouldn't tell his patient to do something unless, you know, he knew that it was going to 100% affect me in a negative way. So, you know, he said that another thing is testing me for the endometriosis, which I have explained to you guys and talked to you guys about, because I have painful periods. And I did tell him that, you know, the first 2 days of this cycle was torture for me, more so the second one. Like, the pain was really bad and I don't know what to do about that. So that's one of the symptoms of, one of the side effects and symptoms of the endometriosis. So what we came to the conclusion of was, with Angel, my fiance, in the room, you know, he said, well, maybe we should just, he said he doesn't, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. It's just so much information to take in. I'm kind of like, I'm in my feelings about it, and I'm nervous about it, so I'm kind of all over the place, but step by step. Okay, so he said he does the Clomid for the 6 months for a person who's young. A person that's in their 40s, he would only do 3 rounds and then move on to the next step, because time is of the essence. However, I have time. So therefore, he wants to keep me on the Clomid. He does not want to up the dose, because the Clomid is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Essentially, it's, you know, helping me ovulate. I have taken OPKs before the Clomid, and I've never seen a positive ovulation, which I did inform him of. So he said that either I was missing it, I wasn't ovulating, but I was still getting periods or spotting or whatever the case may was. But because the medication is doing what it's supposed to be doing, in the sense that it's helping me ovulate, just not conceive, he doesn't want to up the dose and then make it worse for me. So I'm okay with that. And then he said, he said we can either test you for the endometriosis, and it's a laparoscopic surgery where they would put me to sleep, and then they would test to see if I have endometriosis and remove it at the same time. So he said we can either do that now, you know, to just get it out the way, if I would feel much better doing that, or he said we can try a couple more rounds of the Clomid, and if it doesn't work, then we would go into that step. So Angel and I decided that we're going to do one more cycle of the Clomid, and then once we do that cycle, and if it doesn't work and if we don't get pregnant, then we're going to go ahead and schedule the laparoscopic surgery to test for the endometriosis. He said, so we're going to try this, and then if not, I'm going to put it in my notes. You're going to call me and you're going to tell Susan, the nurse, which is a sweetheart, that you're going to tell the nurse that, you know, to look in the notes, that to schedule you for a post-op appointment so that we can get you scheduled in for surgery. So I said, okay, that's fine. And then after that, he said, we either find the endometriosis, if you do have it, we treat it, and that will totally solve your fertility issue. He said, or if we don't find anything, then we move on with Clomid for a couple more months. If at that point, after those couple more months, the Clomid has not worked, then that's when he said he would refer me to a fertility specialist who can do advanced testing and way more advanced things. So that's the plan right now. I'm on, sorry, I see something flashing on my camera. I'm on cycle day 5, so today would be the day that I start Clomid, I picked it up already and I already took it. I'll show it to you guys. So here it is right here. It's still the 50 milligrams. And these are the pills in here. And I already took this one today. So I'm lucky in the sense that today was cycle day 5. Because had it been 6, I'm not sure if I would have been able to start it. You wanna come up here? Come on. Come on. Stay with mama. You big girl. Turn. Turn around. Okay, there. Don't mind Juno. She's so good at pinpointing. She's so good at pinpointing when I feel down in the dumps, so just don't mind her. I'm just here hugging her. So yeah, I'm lucky in the sense that, you know, I was able to begin the Clomid today again and start testing and do everything again, and I'll put that and I'll share it with you guys. But while we were in the room, and I might get emotional here, I just had my paper towel to like help my tears, but while we were in the room, I did get emotional because he said, I understand that it's difficult, I understand that it's hard, I understand that, you know, you guys are young and you decided to have a baby, and you would think that you would have done it by now. Like, you should have been pregnant right now. Like, you should have been pregnant by now. You should have had your baby by now. You had your miscarriage in July, so, you know, it's hard. And he said, you know, it's not that you can't conceive, because we see that you can, and we're seeing positive things, because ovulation is a positive thing. The fact that I did conceive but I didn't have a viable pregnancy because it ended up in miscarriage doesn't mean that I can't conceive, so that's another positive too. It's just, when I was in the room, I told him, I said, you know, it's just very hard because I want this so bad, and I feel like I'm in such a good place in my relationship that we deserve to be able to have this joy, and we deserve to be able to have a child, and it just scares me that I will never be a mom, and it scares me that I'll never be able to experience the joy of being a mother and carrying and giving birth to my own child, and, you know, having a little bundle of joy in my arms that's mine. So it's just a very scary thought, and so I did express that to him, and he was very understanding and empathetic, and I felt like that was so nice. And he said, you know, it's just the way that Mother Nature works, and instead of me telling you guys what he said, I'm actually going to insert a clip for you guys, because Angel was filming from his phone. He was filming from his phone. So Angel was filming from his phone, and he was only filming me because, you know, you can hear the doctor speaking to me, and it's the point where I got emotional, and you see me crying and trying so hard to make it go away, because I was, you know, embarrassed at the same time too of like letting my emotions out. But I'm sure he's used to it, and he's like, you know, you'll hear everything that he says and the plan. And he said, you know, you met your Prince Charming, and you guys came to this decision of, you know, having a baby together, and now you guys are stuck, and you should have been pregnant by now, but this is just the way that Mother Nature works. So you just have to have faith and leave it up to Mother Nature. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert the clip now, and then I'll come back and talk to you guys so you guys can see it.
Mother Nature doesn't necessarily work on our time clock, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you should have been pregnant by now. We're working on stuff. We're seeing some positive things. And if we don't get you somewhere,
you're gonna, you know, pregnant, meaning, okay, then we're gonna get you somewhere that you can get more advanced treatments and have plenty of time. Okay, so I know it's a long time when you've decided to conceive and you've made that emotional decision and you're ready, but have faith that there's a lot of stuff that we can do. We don't want to escalate to like the highest level thing, because with the highest level thing comes cost and risk too. So IVF has higher risk of twins, higher risk of complications. So we want to try these less invasive things first.
Okay.
And a lot of times they'll work.
Okay.
Okay. And you're able to conceive. And we know that.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you conceive, 15% of all pregnancies result in miscarriage. Okay. And if you have PCOS, it's a little higher. Okay. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen again.
Okay.
Okay. So be patient with it. I'd say setting some criteria and parameters for how long we're going to go. So I would say 1 more month.
Okay. 1
more month, you could choose to do the laparoscopy. Okay. We'll schedule the laparoscopy, and then if that's normal, we'll give you 3 more months of Clomid. Okay. And if there's no results, then send you to the fertility specialist.
Okay. I just want to be clear on how we should be.
That's all I was just gonna ask, because
baby dancing.
one office says
baby dancing.
One office says every other day, then another lady was telling her every day as often as you can.
Every other day is probably adequate. So like this may be a long haul for you guys. Okay, so you know you're gonna it may be several rounds of this. Okay, and it may be, you know, that you get pregnant and then you don't know, is it viable, is it not? And then, you know, of course, every time in a pregnancy, there's always a problem, okay? You gotta worry about that. And I don't want you guys to stress, okay? Sex should be fun. We don't want it to become a science project. So, I mean, it's probably every other day is adequate, okay? And we don't want you guys fatiguing and, you know, you're just like I said, turning it into a project, okay? So be intimate. I tell patients every other day. Okay, there might be a slight improvement, but it's not worth you guys fatiguing yourself and kind of like affecting your relationship in a negative way.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're fixing an issue with ovulation. The other thing is exercise. You exercise?
I used to when I stopped.
Okay. Exercise.
Okay.
4 to 5 times a week.
Eat healthy.
Eat healthy. Those things. So the PCOS. Okay. There's people who it's not related to diet, okay, but a lot of PCOS is related to diet. You're not overweight, okay, you're not obese, okay, there certainly are PCOS people that have all that, okay, you don't have that, but if you lose weight and exercise, it may trigger ovulation, just like if I give you a diabetic medication, it may trigger ovulation, okay? There's probably something that we do to ourselves that causes this, like most diseases, like that don't exist in nature, there's something that we do, maybe carbs, we eat a lot of carbs that may be related to it, okay? So even though you're not overweight, I mean, you can watch the carbs and see if that helps. Okay. I'm not saying you gotta go keep those. You know, I gotta go to that guy's gym, okay? Just exercise and, you know, be healthy, that will help in general, okay? That is known to improve fertility outcomes and everything, so.
And do I still continue the prenatals?
Yes, because if they should be called preconception vitamins.
Okay.
Okay. Are these scanned in the computer?
I'm not sure.
Because if they're not, if they are, I'm going to borrow this because it's honestly, to look at these records, every page has to load as an image. And I would be spending like hours. I think I did look through it, but I just want to delve into this to get it, see if there's anything else. But
okay.
I'll tell Susan to call you, you can swing by and pick it up.
Okay.
When we're done. I just want to go through it again and just make sure that there's nothing else we need to be doing. I'm pretty sure when we're done. I just want to go through it again and just make sure that there's nothing else we need to be doing. I'm pretty sure, because I remember seeing you, I was pretty sure that pretty much everything that we would do had been done, and you moved to the area, right?
Yeah, we were living in Arizona. So those are all from Arizona, and then we relocated out here.
Okay. So we can, I mean, you know, there's probably, if you're just going to do 1 more cycle of Clomid, just do the cycle of Clomid. I don't need to push it through the ultrasound. I think it's going to add anything. Okay. Do 1 cycle of Clomid. If no improvement, we'll bring you in for pre-op. If no results, we'll bring you in for pre-op for laparoscopy. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. You think it's something good? Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
So, like I said, he's very nice. So now we have this plan, and it's a good, you know, it's a good plan, and it makes me feel like, okay, just 1 more cycle of this, and then we can do more things where I'll feel like more things are being done rather than just sitting here and waiting, because the waiting game is the worst game ever. I hate waiting. I hate being patient because I've been patient already. So this is just a plan that we have now, and I honestly just pray that this cycle will help or will work, because you know that's all that I really that's all that we really want. And also I feel like, you know, once we test, like if it doesn't work, if this cycle of coma doesn't work and we end up going and we end up having to do like the surgery, then I feel better knowing that at least I'm getting that out of the way to test for that, because who knows if all this time I've had endometriosis and I just don't know, because it wouldn't come up in test results or in a scan. It has to be through surgery, and at least it's laparoscopic, so I won't have like a huge scar. Not that I would care, because ultimately I just want to get down to the bottom of it. But you know, if it is that, then okay, that's fine, as long as I don't have to go to a fertility specialist, because that's so nerve-wracking to me on how close I am to getting to that like part of this TTC journey. It scares me because I would have never thought that I would have to go to a fertility specialist. So, you know, if we don't find endometriosis, then we continue on the Clomid, and then after that we would go for the fertility specialist. So he did say that he had a patient who he had scheduled for the endometriosis surgery, and that the day before the surgery she got a positive pregnancy test, so she turned out to be pregnant, so that surgery never happened. So he said, you know, things happen and you never know, and it's possible. So you know, like I said, very nice doctor. If you're in Tampa, New Tampa area, you definitely comment below and I will totally give you his information, because he's such a nice guy. And I found him by looking him up, and his reviews were outstanding, so that meant a lot to me too, because the patients themselves are the ones that could tell how their doctor is and how they feel. That's what happened today. That's what's going on now, and I don't know. It's so overwhelming. I just really do pray and hope that maybe the cycle will work, and maybe we do, you know, get what we've been hoping for. And I don't know, I just, you know, Angel's very hopeful. He's very, very hopeful. He's always very hopeful. He's not much of a lot to say kind of person, but like me, I talk and talk and talk and talk. But when we do speak, it's, you know, you can tell that he's hopeful for a positive outcome. And hopefully now that we have a plan, now that we have time frames set and we're doing all of that, it's better. So I feel better about that too, and I just can only leave it in God's hands and just hope that I get that miracle soon. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing to tell you guys. If you guys have any questions, then please comment below, and definitely you know, ask me. I'm here to answer your questions. I really, really do appreciate every single one of you who do comment and say so many nice things to me and offer so much support. It means the world to me. I look forward to speaking to you guys every single time, especially when I feel down and I'm in my feelings about things and I'm so emotional. I look forward to speaking with you guys about these things, because I feel like it's such a sweet girl. I feel like, you know, I have all you guys here sitting with me just telling me it's gonna be alright, and honestly it means the world. So I do want to thank you guys for that. So I think that's it, and the sun is setting and it's getting darker out here, so I think I should just end this. But either way, I want to thank you guys so much for subscribing, so much for your comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, applause up, and don't forget to comment below if you have any questions, or if you guys have any advice or anything. Don't forget to comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way you're notified whenever I post up another video. I will be taking the Clomid for the next couple of days, so I won't be filming when I take the Clomid. I'm just gonna, you know, be doing my TTC diaries for you guys and updating you guys on whatever's going on and the side effects, which I imagine is hot flashes. And then I'll be testing once it's time to test for ovulation, so that'll be the day after the last dose of the Clomid, and then I'll go from there and we shall see what happens. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Say bye, Jax. Say bye. Bye, guys.